Hi, I'm Chef D and welcome to my home. But today, we're going to take you to a blueberry farm where we're going to learn all about cultivated, amazing Ontario blueberries. Won't you join me? So welcome to another farm. We're out here at the Blue Horizon Blueberry Farm in Princeton, Ontario. It's probably like a 25-minute drive from Kitchener-Waterloo. I'm picking the blue gold blueberries here. Okay, I might be eating more of the blue gold than I'm actually picking and putting in my bucket. Did you know that there's 12 varieties of blueberries? I didn't. Let's find out more. So we're here with Kathy, and your husband John is around the field somewhere. We have 10 acres of blueberries here, and Kathy, you were mentioning to me that you have 12 different varieties of blueberries.
Yes, we do, and they're all different flavor, and they all come at different time of the year. So the first one starts at the beginning of July, and the last one finish at the end of, or the middle of October, unless we get the frost.
So it's probably almost like a 3-month season then.
Yes.
What made you become a blueberry farmer?
Well, we love to eat the blueberries, and that was one of the
I can relate.
that was one of the biggest reason that we went into it.
Mm-hmm. Again, you were mentioning to me off camera was that, you know, there's different varieties and different varieties do different things. So this variety here, what is this called?
This one is called Patriot, and this one is the best for making jam or pie, and it's good for eating as well, and it tastes the most like a wild blueberries.
Okay, I got to try this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very big flavor. The other thing you're going to notice is we kind of go through the fields and that, but I'm going to pick a bunch of these because I'm going to show you how to make an amazing blueberry custard tart. We're going to show you how to make some blueberry jam later on. So we're going to pick a bunch of these, but we're also going to look out, and you're going to see that what's so great, and like we saw at another farm, is that there's weeds throughout. So you don't use any sprays on your blueberries at all, do you?
No.
And why do we have the netting above us?
Well, the netting is to protect from the birds, because birds make a big damage on them. It's not that they just take a berry and fly away, but they pick into 100 berries in no time, and they damage them. So once when they're damaged, they spoil fast.
The other thing that you were mentioning to me with the blueberries, and I'll let our camera person get this, Dave, is that you get this kind of cloudy color to it. It's almost like a wax that protects the blueberry, right?
Yes.
And you're not supposed to wash the blueberries when you get them home, are you?
No.
Because that's going to take it off, and then it'll make it...
That's the bluing, and that's supposed to be the best part of the berries on it.
So Kathy, what variety do we have here?
This variety is called Toro, and that's one of the biggest berries that we have. The first picking is size almost like a plums. This is second picking that's coming up. It's still not ready, but in few days it will be ready to start picking.
Now you mentioned something that, because I've been eating them as we've been talking, that right now they don't have a lot of flavor because of a lot of the rain, right?
Yes.
So as it evaporates, you get more flavor from the berry.
Yes, it will be in a couple hours, yeah.
Now, you said second picking, so how many pickings would you get out of a...
Well, we mostly get 3 pickings out of every bush. So we, like, first one is the biggest berries, second one is medium, and the third picking, they're way smaller berries. And
you were mentioning that sometimes some people with the third picking, not you, will say that they're actually wild blueberries, right?
Yes.
So again, when you know your farmer, and that's what we've been saying all seasons along with At Home with Chef D, know where you get your food, know your farmer, and you won't have to run into any extra problems or any extra cost. And you get to eat some really great berries. Now, could you freeze these?
Yes, you can.
And now, how would you freeze them?
Well, the best way to freeze it, if you put it on the cookie sheet and let it freeze, and once when they're frozen, then you just pour them in the bag, but you don't wash them before you freeze them. So once, when you take them out, you can just rinse them under the cold water, and it's the same like you're eating fresh berry. You have the same.
Yeah. So in
Goodness.
February, when we're knee deep in snow, we can be
Yes.
eating some of your fresh blueberries and
Yes,
thinking
and you
about.
can put them in the smoothies. You can bake with them, or you can just eat over your cereal.
So Kathy and I have been picking. Okay, I might have been eating a little bit more, as you can see, but now we're into Nelson's here, right?
Yes.
And what is this berry good for?
That one is good for eating.
Okay, then I can help you with that. We were talking before. It takes 5 years before they actually produce fruit.
Yes.
So you plant it, and then you wait 5 years before it
Yes.
happens. And then what's the lifespan of a blueberry?
Well, it's supposed to be lifetime, but I'm not sure whose life.
And you mentioned because 2 years ago, we had that really bad winter,
Yes.
and it ruined most of your blueberry.
Yes. Mostly all the blueberry bushes was frozen, and we had to cut them all the way to the ground. Now they're back to their normal size, and they're starting to produce more fruit again.
And I notice you have an irrigation system set up.
Yes, we
Now
do.
this summer, you don't necessarily need it as much
No.
because we're getting lots of rain. But last summer where we had a little bit of a drought,
Yes, we had like 3 months irrigation running 24 hours a day because it was very hot and they require a lot of water.
a lot of water, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue maybe picking, maybe eating, and that, and yeah, and then we're going to get into the kitchen.
We're cooking with Chef D.
So welcome back. We've been out picking. I've been eating more and more blueberries. But now it's time to get cooking and making some great recipes with blueberries. So what I thought we'd do is we're going to make some blueberry jam. We're going to do a blueberry lemon meringue cup, which will be absolutely fantastic, and a salad, a quick salad that you can make using blueberries in that give you that savory pepperiness of some great lettuces with the sweetness of the blueberries. And we all know we have our blue gold here. We have our Patriot blueberries right here, which are great for making the jam, which will be absolutely perfect. So we're going to get started with a lemon dessert first. I got my saucepan here, and what I've done, just so you know, is I've taken the juice of probably about 7 lemons to make 1 cup of lemon juice. We're going to put that into our pot. Add 1 1/4 cup of sugar, white sugar. If you want to use brown sugar or organic sugar, please do that. We have a 1/2 cup of water, which we're going to put in. And then we're going to whisk in a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And this is how easy it is to make, and it's really amazing. You don't have to buy the mix at the grocery store. We're going to bring it up to temperature. It's going to probably take about 4 minutes to get up. What we want to do is we want to start, as you can just see, it's nice and cloudy because of the cornstarch. As it warms up, as it almost comes to a boil, it's going to become clear and translucent. And we'll see that in just a minute. Now, you don't have to whisk it all the time. You can just kind of let it go, and we'll come back to it. So, because we want to get started on our jam as well, because we can do 2 things at once, and so can you. It's not that hard, and it's not scary to make jam either. It's really quite easy. So we have our big pot. I have 8 cups of the Patriot blueberry, which is great for cooking and, like I said before, making pies and all that. So in they go. Now, there's 2 different ways that you can do this. You know, a lot of people tend to mash up their blueberries and put their blueberries into the pot that way. I like as it cooks down so that you can still get some amazing pieces of big blueberry in your jam. So I have it on about medium high. So we're going to put that in, and then we're going to put in a 1/2 cup of sugar. And then our sirdo, and we're going to put this in with our blueberries and mix it together. And we're going to bring this up to a boil. And then we're going to add more of the sugar. And I have my little mason jars, and you can use some graham cracker crumbs. This is not very difficult. Just put a little bit of butter in a pan, melt it, then put your graham cracker crumbs into the pan, stir it together. Now, if you like a much crunchier and much harder crust, put more butter in. If you like more of the, crumble type crust, put less butter in, and it'll make perfect sense. And then you just take your spoon and just kind of push it down, just like so. Nothing hard at all. And then just continue to fill up. I have 7 here. You can do as many as you like, and away we go. So we're going to come back to our lemon. As you can just start seeing, we're getting some great steam happening here. And this is what's so great, because you can do 2 things at once. You don't really have to worry about your blueberries. You just have to wait till they come up to a rolling boil, which will probably take between 3 and 4 minutes for them to do that. We're going to add a little bit of pinch of salt. Now I'm going to add in my lemon zest. And this is just zest of 2 lemons. When you're zesting a lemon, and I have one here just to show you, is you don't want to go down into the pith. You just want to get the first layer off, which is all the oils, because if you go into the pith, it's going to be really, really bitter, and you don't want that bitter flavor. You want to have the nice lemon flavor and all that great flavoring. So we're going to put our lemon zest in. Oh, look at this. It's starting to thicken up nicely now. We're going to take it off the heat. And you can just see how it's not as cloudy anymore. It's becoming more translucent as we go. I'm going to turn my heat down. And then we're going to add in 8 egg yolks. That's what's going to give it that beautiful lemon color that we're all looking for. Sorry, lemon color. Yellow color. Stir that in. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to stir it till it thickens up. And you notice I just took it off the heat, and I've turned my heat down, because you don't want the eggs to separate and become scrambled eggs. And you can just start seeing how nicely it's forming. And we're almost done here. Let's get rid of our dishes here. And then what we're going to add, again, just to make it that rich lemon flavor and everything that you want when you think about having lemon meringue pie. I don't know if you know this, but this is truly my favorite pie. We're going to take our butter. We have 3 tablespoons of soft butter. In they go. You don't want to have hard butter, because if you have hard butter, it's going to cool it down. You don't want to cool down the cooking process here. We're going to stir our butter in, just like so. Just till the butter melts in. That's as simple it is, how easy it is, how easy the timing is on it. Then we're going to take it. Let's grab our spatula as well. I'm going to bring it over. Just move my lemons, my eggs over. We're just going to pour it in. Just as simply as that. Save a little bit for you to try. Oh, that's lovely. We're going to take some of our fresh blueberries. We're going to put them over top. Now we're going to put this in the refrigerator for about 2 hours, just for it to set and chill. And because we're putting the blueberries over top of it, you don't necessarily have to put plastic wrap over it to stop, that kind of the skim happening on the top layer. In that goes. And we're going to pop them in the refrigerator. So you can just start seeing, this is our blueberry jam. We've finished our lemon, the bottom portion of our lemon cup. And now you can just start seeing that it's coming up to a rolling boil, is which we want. And just going to show, right, just when you'll see all that foam coming up, that's all natural. Don't worry about that at all. So we're going to let this come up to a boil, a vigorous boil. Then we're going to add the rest of our sugar in. Again, bring it up to another vigorous boil, and away we go. So it's coming up right now. It's going to do its thing. Look at that. It's beautiful. We're just going to quickly stir it. You wonder how I keep so young. It's all the facials and steam facials I get. So we're going to put in our sugar. Stir that together. And like I said to you, we're going to let that come up to a boil now. And then let it boil for about a minute. But while we're waiting for that, we're going to do part of what we need for our meringue. And to make our meringue perfect, the Italian meringue, we're going to make a simple syrup. And all that is taking some half cup of water. We're going to put that into our pan. And then 1 cup of sugar. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring that up to a boil. I'm going to give it a quick stir, but you don't really need to do all that much to it. And away we go. So when it comes up to a boil, then we're going to time it for 4 minutes. And then once the 4 minutes is done, we're going to take it off, let it cool, and we'll come back to it. As you can see, our jam is starting to boil up nicely here. What we've done here is we've prepped our jars already. So we put them in and sterilized them and sterilized the lids. So they're behind me here. I'm going to grab kind of like a funnel that you can use to make this work really nicely for you. Take a clean washed measuring cup, and it'll just be easier for you to put this in. And then we're just going to take it out, just like so. Slowly pour it in. You want to go all the way up to the top. Over to our next. And we'll continue doing this till we get all our jars full. And just show you how simple this is. And just going to see right here. And then we're going to take a little bit of the foam off, and away we go. You don't have to put this on really tight, just tight enough that it doesn't move. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our jars, and now this is where the canning process begins. We're going to put them into boiling water, and we're going to leave them there for 10 minutes. What we have here is our simple syrup. It's boiling now. Now what I'm going to do is I have my timer here. I can put it on for 4 minutes, because what you want to do is you want to evaporate a little bit, and you want to become that golden brown color that you're looking for, almost like you're making candy. So we have this here. We're good to go. Our blueberries now are canning, which is putting them in the hot water so that they're going to, the lids are going to seal quickly, and then you can have blueberry jam for the rest of the year, which is really, really great. And now we're going to make some amazing meringue. And like I said to you before, if you have problems with your meringue weeping, this will cure that all. There we go. I'm going to set my timer again just for our blueberry jam. But like I said, if the meringues weep, you will never have this problem again. So we're going to let this cool down. And now we're going to walk over and start with our meringue. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add in 4 egg whites. And we're going to just slowly incorporate them till they become frothy, which will take about 1 minute. And you want to have it on about medium. You don't want to go much higher than that. And turn it up just a little bit. And it's just what it is just doing is opening up the egg whites, getting them ready. And just show you really nicely. You can just start seeing how nice and foamy that is. That's what we're looking for. Now, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Close it down again. Now, we're going to turn this up to medium-high, and we're going to whip it until it forms soft peaks, not stiff peaks, soft peaks. And then we're going to add in our simple syrup, which will be absolutely fantastic. And that's what's going to happen is you're going to cook your meringues as you're adding the simple syrup, again, which will stop that from weeping on your actual meringue. And there's your soft peaks. That's what we're looking for. They're not firm. We're going to put this back on. We're going to add a half teaspoon of vanilla and a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And the cream of tartar goes. In the vanilla goes half a teaspoon. Now we're going to bring it up to speed again, and we're going to slowly add in our simple syrup. There you have it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let it go for 7 minutes. So I'm going to grab my timer. Okay, so we've come, our timer has told us our time is done, and wait till you see this meringue. Oh, this is so great, and I gotta be honest with you. I've been practicing this for the last week to make sure that it works perfectly for you, and this truly does. The moment of arrival, you're gonna see, just look how fluffy and great that meringue is. Now, you gotta try it. Oh, that is so good. You might not even want to put it on anything but just some meringue and blueberries. So we're going to take it over. Our little pots have cooled, and we're going to put our meringue on top. Just like so. Now, you can leave it just like this beautiful white that we have here, or if you like, you can torch it, and what I mean is just a little creme brulee torch, or you put it in the oven at 400 for about 4 minutes. It's just going to brown up nicely for you. You will never have weepy meringues again. It's a little bit more process to actually perfect this, but once you do, you will never go back to the normal meringue again, and you can have the mile-high meringue, and away we go. So we're just finishing up here. You've seen how to make a perfect meringue, a lemon blueberry dessert that is to die for. Our jam has come out of the pot. It's now sitting here. You're going to hear a little, maybe even now, a little ping, and you know that it's perfectly sealed. We have some of our blue gold blueberries that we picked. You've been to the farm, you've seen the farm, you know where your food comes from, which is so important. We're going to add a little bit of the blueberry gold onto our salad here of some amazing greens that we got here at the Kitchener Market from our good friends at Gamock Farm and Nature's Nurturing. We're going to grab a little bit of balsamic glaze. Over that goes an easy, simple salad. Till next time, I'm Chef D. Join me here at home with Chef D, where we're taking you on the farm.
us if you're able. We'll be at the kitchen table, cooking with Chef D.